Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Wednesday, February 10th, 2021. Today I'm going to recap yesterday's college basketball, NBA, and NHL games, look ahead to today's games in each sport. We will go over what's gone on in the Australian Open so far in each the men's and the women's sides. And we will look ahead to today's and tomorrow morning's matches. The Penguins make 2 hires in the front office. The Masked Dancer. We'll preview tonight's episode and my best bet for the day. All right, we're going to start with college basketball. We will go over the slate from yesterday and look ahead to the games for today. So, without further ado, here we go. South Alabama over Georgia State, 70-67. Southern Utah over San Diego Christian, 109-50. Notre Dame over Duke, 93-89. VCU over Dayton, 76-67. James Madison over Alon, 70-61. Florida A&M over NC Central, 60-47. St. Bonaventure over LaSalle, 86-73. Number 11 Alabama over South Carolina, 81-78. Syracuse over NC State, 77-68. Tarleton over McMurray, 112-54. Michigan State over Penn State, 60-58. Arkansas over Kentucky, 81-80. Kent State over Bowling Green, 71-67. Number 13, Texas over Kansas State, 80-77. Auburn over Vandy, 73-67. Number 14, West Virginia over number 7, Texas Tech, 82-71. Chris Beard got ejected at the end of that game, as that made the final score look very deceiving with all the technical free throws coming from West Virginia. Number 19, Creighton over Georgetown, 63-48. Butler over St. John's, 76-73 in overtime, and TCU over Iowa State, 79-76. All right, looking ahead to the games for today, 4 o'clock Fox Sports 1, UConn Providence. My line is UConn by 6. I did not do totals today. I apologize. I just have to get to other things, and that's why I didn't project the totals. It's UConn 2.5. I'm laying it with UConn. Ridiculous. So, UConn minus 2.5. 5 o'clock, Pepperdine, San Francisco. My line is Pepperdine 2.5. And it is San Francisco by 4. I'm taking Pepperdine plus the points and whatever the money line is. Straight up, I don't see any money lines as of the moment. Tulane, Tulsa. My line is Tulsa 7.5, and that's what it is. Total's 127. I'm going to go over, but I don't feel good about it. ESPNU, Furman, UNC Greensboro. My line is Furman by 0.5. We don't have a line out yet. Total's 142.5. I'm taking the over. 5:30 Big Ten Network, Indiana Northwestern. My line is Indiana 7 and it's 4. I'm going to lay it for Indiana at minus 105. 6 o'clock, Old Dominion, Charlotte. My line is Old Dominion 3.5 and it's Charlotte 1.5. I'm taking Old Dominion plus the 1.5. And whatever the money line is, the money lines, if I didn't mention this already, have not come out yet. Next up, at 7 o'clock on ESPNU, you have number 8 Houston at South Florida. My line's Houston 12. And it is 11.5. Total's 129. I'm going to take, I hate to do this, but I'm going to go under at minus 115. ACC Network X channel, number 9 Virginia at Georgia Tech. My line is Virginia 9.5. And it's 4.5. I'm going to lay to 4.5 with Virginia against Georgia Tech at minus 105. Bradley Valpo, my line is Bradley by 0.5. And it's Bradley 4. I'm going to take Valpo plus the 4. CBS Sports Network, Northern Iowa, Drake. My line is Drake 7.5. And it's 10. I'm taking Northern Iowa plus the 10 at minus 115. Wake, BC. My line is a pick'em. And it's Wake Forest. 1 totals 144. I'm going to take the under. Wichita State, UCF. My line is Wichita 10. And it's 1.5. I'm laying the 1.5 of Wichita State against UCF. Fordham, George Mason. My line is George Mason 6. It's 9.5. I'm taking Fordham plus the points. Chattanooga, Wofford. My line is Wofford 5.5, and it's 5. Total's 140. I'm taking the over. East Tennessee State at the Citadel. My line is East Tennessee State 9, and it's 7.5. Total's 154.5. I'm going to take the over. VMI West Carolina. I'm sitting at VMI 5, and it is Western by 1. I'm taking VMI plus the point. 7:30 Big Ten Network, number 25 Rutgers and number 15 Iowa. Great game. My line's Iowa 3. Or I'm sorry, yeah, it's 3, and we don't have a line yet. Texas A&M Corpus Christi at Stephen F. Austin. My line is Stephen F. Austin by 15.5. And we don't have a line out yet for this game on FanDuel, but ESPN has it at 18, so I'm taking Corpus Christi in the points. Southeast Louisiana at Sam Houston State. My line is Sam Houston State 10.5. And it's 11.5. So we don't have a total out yet, so I have to take Southeast Louisiana in the points. 8 o'clock ESPN 2, Georgia at number 16 Tennessee. My line is Tennessee 8.5. It's 12.5. I'm taking Georgia. Southern Illinois and Missouri State. My line is Missouri State 8. And it's 7. 140.5 is the total, and I'm taking the under. Northwestern State Incarnate Word. My line is... where did I put that? Northwestern State 3.5. And we don't have it on FanDuel. Incarnate Word's 1.5 point favorite. I'm taking Northwestern State. ESPN had that line. Houston Baptist Abilene Christian. My line is Christian by a whopping 17. And it is 20. I'm taking Houston Baptist. Nichols Lamar. I have Nichols 11, and it's 6.5. I'm laying it with Nichols. Mercer Sanford, I have Mercer 5. And that's what it is. So it's 153.5, and I'm going to take the under. I think that's a little high. 9 o'clock Fox Sports 1, Marquette Nova. My line is Nova by 8. And it's 10.5. I'm taking Marquette in the points to keep it within the number. SEC Newark, 9 o'clock, number 10, Missouri at Ole Miss. My line is Missouri 2.5. And I don't see it up here. Oh, here it is. Oh, why is Ole Miss favored? That's bullshit, man. Ole Miss should not be favored in this spot. I have to take Missouri. I know this is probably your classic team that shouldn't be favored. It's favored for a reason game. But I'm taking Missouri. Screw that. CBS Sports Network, Rhode Island, St. Louis. My line is St. Louis 4. And it's 9. I'm taking Rhode Island in the point. St. Louis has been so overvalued since they've come back from their COVID plus. ESPNU, LSU, Mississippi State. My line is LSU 6.5. And it's... Again, why? Mississippi State has no business being favored. Give me LSU. 9:30, number 21, Wisconsin at Nebraska. My line's Wisconsin 15.5. And it's 11.5. I'm laying it with Wisconsin. 11 o'clock, CBS Sports Network, San Jose State, San Diego State. My line is San Diego State by 15, and it's 29.5. I'm taking San Jose State plus the big number to keep it within the number. Alrighty now. We'll move on to the NBA and look back on yesterday's games, and we will look ahead to the slate for tonight. So without further ado, here we go. Pistons over the Nets, 122-111. Pistons 6-18, Brooklyn 14-12. Jeremy Grant had 32, and Kyrie Irving had 27. Heat over the Knicks, 98-96. Heat 10-14, Knicks 11-15. Jimmy Butler had 26 points, 8 boards, and 10 assists. Alfred Payton, 18 points and 4 assists. Pelicans over the Rockets, 130-101. Pelicans 11-12, Rockets 11-13. Brandon Ingram had 22 points. John Wall, 25 with 6 assists. Warriors over the Spurs, 114-91. The Warriors 13-12. San Antonio 14-11. Stephen Curry had 32 points. Rudy Gay had 17 with 6 boards. Jazz over the Celtics, 122-108. Jazz 20-5. Boston 12-11. Donovan Mitchell, 36 points and 9 assists. Jaylen Brown, 33 points, 8 boards. Trailblazers over the Magic, 106-97. Portland 13-10. Orlando 9-16. Damian Lillard, 36 points. And Nikola Vucevic had 27-15 boards. 76ers over the Kings, 119-111. Philly 18-7. Sacramento 12-12. Joel Embiid had 25 points and 17 boards. De'Aaron Fox, 34 points and 10 assists. He's becoming a star before our eyes. Wednesday, 7 o'clock, Raptors, Wizards. My line is Toronto 2, total 229.5. Meanwhile, it's Toronto 6.5. We don't have a total yet. I'm taking the Wizards plus the points at minus 115. 7:30 ESPN Hawks Mavs. My line's Dallas 2, total 224.5. My line's Dallas 4, total 232. I have to take the under. Too big of a discrepancy. 8 o'clock Pacers Nets. My line is Indiana by a half, total 232.5. Brooklyn's favorite 3.5. I'm so happy I'm betting against Brooklyn. Brooklyn's kicked me in the butt a couple times this year. I'm taking Indy plus the 3.5 at minus 114. I'm taking the win on the money line at plus 122. Hornets Grizzlies. My line is Memphis 5, total 221. And it's Memphis 4, total 225. I'm taking the under. Clippers Timberwolves. My line is Clippers 16, total 223. Meanwhile, it's Clippers 10. We don't have a total yet. I'm laying it with the Clippers. Pelicans Bulls at 9 o'clock. My line is Pelicans 5.5, total 227. Meanwhile, it's Pelicans 3, total 230. I'm taking the under at minus 115. I think there's going to be a couple more stops than people think in this game. Cavs Nuggets. My line is Nuggets 9.5, total 221. Meanwhile, it's Nuggets 9.5, total 221.5. I hate that it's right there. I have no choice but to take the under. I hate it. 10 o'clock ESPN Bucks Suns. That's a pretty good game. My line is Milwaukee 1, total 225. Meanwhile, it's Milwaukee 5.5. I'm taking the Suns plus the points. No Drew Holiday. That's a big loss for the Bucks. So I'm taking the Suns in what is a prove-it game for them. Plus 5.5 at minus 106. And last but not least, Thunder Lakers again. Depending on the status of Anthony Davis, 15 or 12 is my line. Total is 220. Meanwhile, they have it 11.5. We don't have a total yet. And right now, we're going to lay it with the Lakers. All right, there you have it for the NBA for today. Now we'll move on to the NHL, look back on yesterday's games, and we will look ahead to what I don't think is a busy slate for tonight. Panthers over the Red Wings 2-1. The Panthers 7-1-2. Detroit 3-9-2. Number 3 started game with an assist. Aaron Ekblad. Number 2 started game with 31 saves on 32 shots. Sergei Bobrovsky. And the number 1 started game with a goal and assist. Patrick Hornquist. Oilers over the Senators 3-2. The Oilers 8-7. Ottawa 2-11-1. The number 3 started game with a goal. Evgeny Dadonov. The number 2 started the game with 2 assists. For Edmonton, Juhar Kayara. On the number 1 started the game with 40 saves on 42 shots. Mikko Koskinen. Lightning over the Predators 6-1. Impressive win for Tampa. They did the over by themselves. 6-1-1. Nashville 5-8. The number 3 started the game with 32 saves on 33 shots. Andrei Vasilevsky. The number 2 started the game with 2 goals and assists. Steven Stamkos. And the number 1 started the game with 3 assists. Miguel Sergachev. Blackhawks over the Stars 2-1 in overtime on a winner by Pius Suter. Chicago 6-4-4. Dallas 5-2-3. Number 3 started the game with the overtime winner was Suter. The number 2 started the game with 34 saves on 35 shots. Kevin Lankinen. And the number 1 started the game with 27 saves on 29 shots. Jake Ottinger. Flames over the Jets 3-2. Calgary 6-5-1. Winnipeg 7-4-1. The number 3 star of the game with the goal, Byron Frost. The number 2 star of the game with an assist, Mikael Backlund. And the number 1 star of the game with the goal, Elias Lindholm. Golden Knights over the Ducks 5-4. This is a much higher scoring game than I thought it would be. Vegas 8-1-1. Anaheim 5-6-3. The number 3 star of the game with the goal and assist, Chandler Stevenson. The number 2 star of the game with 2 assists, Cody Glass. And the number 1 star of the game with the goal, Zach Whitecloud. Sharks over the Kings 4-3 in a shootout. I was almost right with this pick. San Jose 5-5-1. LA 3-6-3. The number 3 star of the game with 37 saves on the 40 shots, Calvin Peterson. The number 2 star of the game with 2 assists, Alex Iafallo. And the number 1 star of the game with 2 goals and assists, Dustin Brown. Flyers Capitals was postponed due to the COVID issues with the Flyers when they're going to go on a pause, like how the Avs, the Wild, the Devils, and the Sabres are right now, but you never know. Could have been one player. All right, 2 games tonight, 7 o'clock NBCSN, Bruins Rangers. Probably going to be John Forslund, Eddie Olczyk, and Brian Boucher on the call. Boston is a minus 168 favorite. Rangers are plus 140. Over under 5.5. Overs minus 115. Unders minus 105. Rangers puck line plus 1.5 is minus 200. Bruins minus 1.5 is plus 168. Getting the Rangers at a great price like that is really, really enticing. But the Bruins are just playing too well. I'm taking the over. Although there's an enticing case to be made for the under. But I kind of feeling over with this game. I could see this being a 3-2 game. Last goal's an empty netter. Boston puck line's intriguing as well. But I think the safest place, the over 5.5 at a juice number at minus 115. And Maple Leafs Canadiens is at 7:30, but we don't have any information out for that yet. But I think that, but it's showing me Montreal minus 110. If this is a pick'em, I'm taking Montreal at home. All right, so there you have it for the NHL for today. Now we'll move on to the Australian Open. We'll recap what's gone on so far and what's to come today and tomorrow morning. We will start on the men's side of things for this. So, without further ado, here we go. All right. James Duckworth over Damir Zoomer in 3 sets. Igor Gerasimov over number 25, Benoit Paire in 4 sets. Alexander Bublik over Elijah Bedin in 4 sets. Number 6, Alexander Zverev over Marcos Grion in 4 sets. Miomir Kekmanovic over Kamil Majrovac in 3 sets. Aslan Karastev over Gianluca Mager in 3 sets. Number 3, Dominic Thiem over Mikhail Kukushkin in 3 sets. Martin Fucsovics over Mark Polmans in 5 sets. Pedro Martinez over Yoshihito Nishioka in 4 sets. Number 27, Taylor Fritz over Albert Ramos Vinolas in 4 sets. Alex Bolt over Norbert Gombos in 4 sets. Number 17, Stan Wawrinka over Pedro Sousa in 3 sets. Riley Opelka over Liu Yun Shun in 3 sets. Number 14, Milos Raonic over Federico Coria in 3 sets. Here's an upset. Emil Ruusuvuori over number 10, Gael Monfils in 5 sets. Corentin Moutet over John Millman in 5 sets. Number 32, Adrian Manarino over Dennis Novak in 3 sets. And that was it for Sunday first round. Monday first round men's. Michael Momo over Victor Chiriki in 5 sets. Salvador Caruso over Henry Laskinen in 3 sets. Number 2, Rafael Nadal over Laszlo Duri in 3 sets. Tommy Paul over Nicolas Balashivi in 3 sets. Number 31, Lorenzo Sonego over Sam Querrey in 3 sets. Feliciano Lopez over Lee 2 in 4 sets. Number 4, Daniil Medvedev over Vasek Papasil in 3 sets. Ricardus Berankis over Sumit Nagal in 3 sets. Pablo Andujar over Quinton Hayes in 3 sets. Number 28, Philip Krajinovic over Robin Haas in 4 sets. Radul Albert upsets number 12, Roberto Bautista Agut in 4 sets. Pablo Cuevas over Andreas Seppi in 4 sets. Number 19, Karen Kakdavov over Alexander Vukic in 4 sets. Alexei Papryan over number 13, David Goffin in 5 sets. Number 7, Andrei Rublev over Yannick Hoffman in 3 sets. Christopher O'Connell over Jan-Leonard Struff in 3 sets. Lloyd Harris over Mikhail Turpegard in 4 sets. Thiago Monteiro over Andre Martin in 3 sets. Number 22, Borna Coric over Guido Pella in 3 sets. Carlos Alcaraz Garcia over Botic van de Zandschulp in 3 sets. Mackenzie McDonald over Marco Secentano in 4 sets. Mikael Ymer upsets number 26, Hubert Hurkacz in 5 sets. Number 11, Denis Shapovalov over Jannik Sinner in 5 sets. Number 1, Novak Djokovic over Jeremy Chardy in 3 sets. Maxime Cressy over Taro Daniel in 3 sets. Nick Kyrgios over Federico Ferreira Silva in 3 sets. Bernard Tomic over Yuichi Sugita in 3 sets. Number 20, Felix Auger Aliassime over Cedric Markle Stabe in 3 sets. Number 23, Dusan Lajovic over Sergei Stakhovsky in 5 sets. Dominic Kofer over Hugo Dillon in 3 sets. Number 8, Diego Schwartzman over Elias Yammer in 4 sets. Number 18, Grigor Dimitriev over Marin Cilic in 3 sets. Never mind. Francis Tiafoe is not ranked over Stefano Travaglia in 3 sets. Number 15, Pablo Carreno Busta over Kei Nishioka in 3 sets. Alexander Muller over Juan Incognito Lordano in 4 sets. Jiri Vesely over Kimmer Kopjans in 5 sets. Number 29, Hugo Humbert over Yasutaka Uchiyama in 4 sets. And that was it for Monday first round. Second round yesterday. Number 11, Denis Shapovalov over Bernard Tomic in 3 sets. Number 27, Taylor Fritz over Riley Okpela in 5 sets. Number 23, Dusan Lajovic over Alexander Bublik in 4 sets. Number 3, Dominic Thiem over Dominic Kofer in 3 sets. Number 1, Novak Djokovic over Francis Tiafoe in 4 sets. Number 14, Milos Raonic over Corentin Moutet in 4 sets. Number 8, Diego Schwartzman over Alexander Muller in 3 sets. Number 20, Felix Auger Aliassime over James Duckworth in 3 sets. Pedro Martinez over Emil Ruusuvuori in 4 sets. Martin Fucsovics upsets number 17, Stan Wawrinka in 5 sets. Aslan Karastev over Igor Gurmasov in 3 sets. Number 5, Stefanos Tsitsipas over Gael Simone in 3 sets. Oh, no, this is still first round, guys. This is my bad. I thought this was second round. Oh, some of this was second round. Now we're back into the first round, starting with that Sapias matchup. Roman Salafin over Ilya Ivashka in 3 sets. Number 9, Matteo Berrettini over Kevin Anderson in 3 sets. Thanasi Kokkinas over Kwon Sun Woo in 3 sets. Number 24, Casper Rudd over Jordan Thompson in 3 sets. Number 16, Fabio Fognini over Pierre Hughes Herbert in 3 sets. Thomas Makak over Mario Viella Martinez in 4 sets. Cameron Norrie upsets number 30, Dan Evans in 4 sets. Roberto Carabalas Biana over Attila Balas in 4 sets. And last but not least, from first round action, number 21, Alex Demeanor over Tenny Sandgren in 3 sets. All right. That was yesterday. Now we'll go over today's finals thus far in the second round. Number 18, Grigor Dimitrov over Alex Bolt in 3 sets. Number 6, Alex Zverev over Maxime Cressy in 3 sets. Nick Kyrgios upsets number 29, Hugo Humbert in 5 sets. Number 15, Pablo Carreno Busta over Jiri Vesely in 4 sets. Number 32, Adrian Manarino over Mjomir Pekovic in 3 sets. All right. Today's matches. Second round, 7 o'clock, you have Feliciano Lopez and Lorenzo Sonego. We go with Lopez. 8 o'clock, number 7, Andre Rublev and Thiago Monteiro. I'm going to go with Rublev. 8:15, Alexei Popyrin and Lloyd Harris. Will go with Popyrin. Number 19, Karen Kakdavov and Ricardus Berankis. We're going to go with Kakdavov. 8:20, Carlos Alcaraz Garcia and Mikael Ymer. We'll go with Ymer. 8:30, number 24, Casper Rudd and Tommy Paul. Closer than expected. I think this could go 5. I'm going with Casper Rudd. Number 28, Phil Kragnovic and Pablo Andujar. I'm going to go with the upset. I'm going to go with Pablo Andujar here in the 9 o'clock match. 9:30, I have Stefano Tsitsipas and Thanasi Kokkinas. We'll go with Tsitsipas there. 9:35, you have Mackenzie McDonald and Borna Coric. I'm going to go with Coric, although I think McDonald can make it interesting. 10:15, Christopher O'Connell and Radu Abult. We'll go with Abult. Also at 10:15, you have number 9, Matteo Berrettini and Thomas Makak. We'll go with Berrettini. And last but not least, at 11:15, you have number 16, Fabio Fognini and Salvador Caruso. We'll go with Fognini in that match. Tomorrow morning, we got at 12:30, Cameron Norrie and Roman Safulin. We'll go with Norrie. 3 o'clock a.m., you have number 21, Alex Demeanor and Pablo Cuevas. We'll go with Demeanor. Also at 3 o'clock a.m., you have number 4, Daniil Medvedev and Roberto Carrelbas Baena. We'll go with Medvedev, obviously. 4:15, you have number 2, Rafael Nadal and Michael McMullen. We'll go with Nadal. We'll just pick the rest of the third round because all these are TBD times. Number 8, Diego Schwartzman and Aslan Karastev. Well, I should say third round for tomorrow. We'll go with Schwartzman, obviously, there. You have a good match. Number 11, Denis Shapovalov, and number 20, Felix Auger Aslamili. I think this could go 5. I'm going to go with Shapovalov. Pedro Martinez against number 23, Dusan Lajovic. I'm going to go with the upset here with Pedro Martinez. Number 1, Novak Djokovic, and number 27, Taylor Fritz. We're going to go with Djokovic. I think this could go 4. Number 6, Alexander Zverev. And number 32, Adrian Manarino. We'll go with Zverev. Number 3, Dominic Thiem and Nick Kyrgios. We'll go with Thiem. Although I think Kyrgios can make it 4, potentially. Good matchup. Number 18, Grigor Dimitrov. And number 15, Pablo Carreno Busta. We'll go with Carreno Busta there. And last but not least, number 14, Milos Raonic against Martin Fucsovics. We'll have to go with Raonic in that one. There you have it for the men's side of the Australian Open. And now we'll switch over to the women's. We will start with the results from Sunday, first round, and work our way to today. All right. First round Sunday, number 32, Veronika Kudermetova over Marta Kostyuk in 2 sets. Hissei Sui over Saventa Prnkova in 2 sets. Fiona Ferro over Katarina Siniakova in 3 sets. Number 19, Marketa Vondrousova over Rebecca Peterson in 3 sets. Number 27, Ons Jabeur over Andrea Petkovic in 3 sets. Ajla Tomljanovic over Masai Doi in 2 sets. Daria Kostakina over Katie Boter in 2 sets. Tamaya Babos over Yasleen Bonaventure in 2 sets. Anna Carolina Shimodova over Mayo Habib in 2 sets. Bernardra Pera upsets number 23, Angelique Kerber in 2 sets. Number 15, Iga Swiatek over Arantxa Rus in 2 sets. Sara Errani upsets Wang Qiang in 3 sets. Number 10, Sarita over Laura Seigman in 2 sets. Caroline Garcia over Polona Hercog in 2 sets. Venus Williams over Kristen Flipkins in 2 sets. Nina Stojkovic over Arina Camila Begu in 2 sets. Serena Dias over Tamara Zitskek in 2 sets. Rebecca Marino over Kimberly Burrell in 2 sets. Number 3, Naomi Osaka over Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova in 2 sets. And last but not least, for Sunday, Camelia Georgi over Yaroslava Shadova in 2 sets. All right. Monday, first round. Number 28, Donna Vecek over Wang Yafan in 3 sets. Coco Gauff over Jill Teichmann in 2 sets. Number 29, Ekaterina Alexandrova over Martina Trevisan in 2 sets. You had Kristina Mladenovic upset number 20, Maria Sakkari in 3 sets. Madison Brangle over Arina Rodionova in 2 sets. Number 22, Jennifer Brady over Alona Blasova in 2 sets. Heather Watson over Kristina Pliskova in 2 sets. Svetlana Kuznetsova over Barbora Strykova in 2 sets. Number 5, Alina Svitolina or Svitolina over Marie Buskova in 2 sets. Zhu Lin over Whitney Oswugi in 2 sets. Jessica Pegula over number 12, Victoria Azarenka in 2 sets. That is a big upset. Kaya Kanepi over Anastasia Sevastova in 2 sets. Number 11, Belinda Bencic over Lauren Davis in 3 sets. Number 4, Sophia Cannon over Madison Ingles in 2 sets. Nayo Hibino over Astra Shamara in 3 sets. Number 14, Gabrine Muguruza over Margarita Gasparin in 2 sets. An Lee upsets number 31, Zhang Suhei in 2 sets. Number 18, Elise Mertens over Leila Annie Fernandez in 2 sets. Ludmila Samsonova over Paula Badosa in 3 sets. Nadia Podoroska over Christina Mikhail in 2 sets. Number 7, Arnia Sablenka over Victoria Kuzmova in 2 sets. Number 17, Elena Rybakina over Vera Zvonareva in 3 sets. Serena Cristera over Patricia Maria Tig in 2 sets. Number 2, Simona Halep over Lizette Cabrera in 2 sets. Number 9, Petra Kvitova over Greet Manon in 2 sets. Elise Cornet over Valeria Senvenk in 3 sets. Varvara Gracheva over Anna Blinkova in 3 sets. Anastasia Potapova upsets number 24, Allison Risk in 2 sets. Number 8, Bianca Andreescu over Mihaila Buzarenko in 3 sets. And there you have it for first round from Monday. Tuesday, second round. Number 27, Ons Jabeur over Anna Carolina Shmailova in 2 sets. Number 14, Gabriela Magruska over Lumia Samsonova in 2 sets. Fiona Ferro over number 17, Elena Rybakina in 2 sets. So that was a pretty big upset. Number 10, Serena Williams over Nina Stanovic in 2 sets. Zarina Diaz over Bernarda Pera in 3 sets. Here's an upset. Seresta upsets number 9, Petra Kvitova in 3 sets. Ann Lee over Elise Cornet in 2 sets. Number 7, Arena Sablenka over Daria Kasakina in 2 sets. Another upset. Hisai Sui over Bianca Andreescu in 2 sets. Anastasia Potapova over Tamea Babos in 2 sets. Number 19, Marketa Vondrousova over Rebecca Marino in 2 sets. And first round from yesterday, Daria Gavriola over Sarah Sobras Tomo in 2 sets. Kaja Juvan over Joanna Konta in 2 sets. That's a pretty big upset. Number 1, Ashley Barty over Danka Kogvinic in 2 sets. That was clean sweep. Olga Danlovic upsets number 16, Petra Martic in 3 sets. Shelby Rogers over Francesca Jones in 2 sets. Allison Van Oytank over Clara Burrell in 3 sets. Samantha Stosur over Destiny Avila in 2 sets. Number 26, Yulia Panseva over Solane Stevens in 3 sets. Danielle Rose Collins over Anna Bogdan in 2 sets. Mona Barthel over Elizabetta Cocoretto in 3 sets. Number 6, Carolina Pliskova over Jasmine Paolini in 2 sets. Number 21, Annette Kontaveit over Alexandra Sasnovic in 2 sets. Number 25, Carolina Muchova over Jelena Ostapenko in 2 sets. Barbora Krejcikova over Zhang Saisai in 3 sets. Mayar Sharif over Chloe Paquette in 2 sets. And that's it for first round from yesterday. So today, so far, results. Second round, number 3, Naomi Osaka over Carolina Garcia in 2 sets. Number 2, Simona Halep over Aja Tomljanovic in 3 sets. Number 15, Iga Swiatek over Kamila Georgi in 2 sets. number 32, Veronika Kudermetova over Varvara Gracheva in 3 sets. And Sara Errani over Venus Williams in 2 sets. All right, tonight, 7 o'clock, you have number 18, Elise Mertens, and Zhu Lin will go with Mertens. You have Danielle Collins against number 6, Carolina Pliskova. I'm tempted to pull the trigger on Danielle Rose Collins. She is tremendous. But I'm going to say Pliskova in 3. Shelby Rogers and Olga Daglovic will go with Shelby Rogers. Number 11, Belinda Bencic against Svetlana Kunistova will go with Bencic. Number 25, Carolina Muchova and Mona Barthel will go with Muchova. Number 1, Ashley Barty and Daria Gravlova will go with Barty. And that's at 8:15. And this one's 8:15 as well. Number 29, Ekaterina Alexandrova and Barbora Krejcikova. We'll go with Ekaterina Alexandrova in what should be an interesting match. Number 26, Yulia Punatseva and Allison Van Jantovic. We'll go with Punatseva there. 8:20, you have Donna Vecek, number 28, against Nadia Podoroska. We'll go with Vecek. Number 4, Sofia Kenin and Kaya Kanepi. We'll go with Kenin. Number 21, Annette Kontaveit and Heather Watson. I think Heather Watson can keep this competitive. This is a 10 o'clock match. We'll go with Kontaveit. And by the way, the Kenin Kapanen match is 9 o'clock. 10:15, you have number 22, Jennifer Brady against Madison Brengel. We'll go with Brady. And 11:30, you have Mayar Sharif and Kaja Juvan. We'll go with Juvan in that match. Tomorrow morning at 12:15, so should technically tonight, Nayo Hibino and Kristina Mladenovic will go with Mladenovic. And this is second round still. 3 o'clock, you have Coco Gauff and number 5, Elena Svitolina. I'm going to go with the ballsy upset. I'm going to go with Coco Gauff pulling off the upset. We'll say in 3 sets. You have Jessica Pegula and Samantha Stosur at 5 a.m. We'll go with Stosur. Third round, all TBD. Number 19, Marketa Vondrousova and Serena Sarestia. We'll go with Vondrousova there. Number 14, Gabrine Magruska and Zarina Dias. We'll go with Magruska. Number 15, Iga Swiatek and Fiona Ferro. We'll go with Swiatek. Number 7, Arina Sabalenka and An Lee. We'll go with Sabalenka's. An Lee's good run will come to an end. Number 10, Serena Williams against Anastasia Potapova. Will go with Williams, but in 3, I think that's a closer match than people will expect. Hisai Sui and Sara Errani. We'll go with Hisai Sui there. Number 3, Naomi Osaka against number 27, Ons Jabeur. We'll go with Osaka in that one. And last but not least, number 2, Simona Halep against number 32, Veronika Kudermetova. We'll go with Halep there. All right, so there you have it. Third round for Thursday on the women's side of things. And there you have it for the Australian Open so far. And obviously, on tomorrow's show, we'll look back on tonight's and early tomorrow morning's matches, and we will look ahead to Friday. Next up, I want to talk about a NHL hiring, or double hiring, I should say. The Pittsburgh Penguins have hired Ron Haxtell to be their general manager and Brian Burke to be the president of hockey operations. I don't think that the Penguins were expecting to hire 2 guys, but maybe they had a change of heart. Brian Burke's a good hockey guy. He was on the NHL Network for a while, and he's somebody that I think can make some interesting decisions within that front office. And obviously, Ron Hextall, formerly of the Flyers, will now be the GM for their in-state rival Pittsburgh Penguins. other guys that interviewed for the GM job, Avalanche assistant GM Chris McFarland, Bruins director of player personnel Sean Ferguson Jr., former Maple Leafs assistant GM Mark Hunter, former Vancouver Canucks GM Mike Gills, and former player and current NHL Network analyst Kevin Weeks. And after the Flyers' tenure, he was an assistant GM with the Kings. Brian Burke was the GM of the Hartford Whalers, the Canucks, the Anaheim Ducks, and the Maple Leafs. And he was most recently the director of hockey operations for the Calgary Flames until April of 2018. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Penguins do long term and for the rest of the season, obviously. And now it just puts pressure on them to go out and get a reinforcement or two at the trade deadline, and we'll see what this new front office is able to pull off. We have Brian Burke's bounced around a little bit. He's somebody that has built a couple Stanley Cup champion teams. He was on NHL Network and with Sportsnet after his tenure at the Calgary Flames. And now he will be running the show in Pittsburgh with the Penguins. Now we will preview tonight's episode of The Masked Dancer. Last week was the Super 6, and I strongly felt that the dancer that got eliminated should not have been eliminated, and that was the exotic bird, and it turned out to be Jordan Sparks. The Tulip hinted at last time being involved with TikTok during her performance, and there's a pink star with iced coffee, peanut butter and jelly, family, potato chips. I still think this is Maddie Ziegler of Dance Moms, and her word up, by the way, lifetime achievements. Zebra, $19.92. Maybe that's a hint towards 1992. $1,000 bill, a cactus, 0 fat, 2 countries. There's a lounge background in this contestant's performance last week, and their performance was to Take You Dance by Jason Derulo. His word up was an author. My guess for this is still Floyd Mayweather. The Sloth hinted at usually being a leader, and by the way, they had their dancer trainers do the clue packages last week. This person's usually a leader. Pictures, and there's a dancing panda. And his performance was to the Twist remix. His word up was Rose. My current guess for the Sloth is Leslie Odom Jr. I really think this is somebody from Broadway. And Cotton Candy, I think, is the best one at the moment. A 3 o'clock golden watch. A red, white, and blue sash. A superhero. This person, the speaker hinted at this person being a superhero, a runner. And this person did a ballet routine to the Swan Lake Opus, and her word up was prayer. I'm still sticking with my guess from the first week of Simone Biles. All right, my prediction of who goes home, I'm going to say that Zebra is the one to unmask in this episode, and I think it's going to be none other than Floyd Mayweather. All right, last but not least, my best bet of the day, brought to you by FanDuel. I know what I'm doing. I'm taking Virginia minus the points against Georgia Tech. I don't understand why Virginia continues to be undervalued against these middle-of-the-pack ACC teams. They were super undervalued against Clemson, and I think they're undervalued here against Georgia Tech. So I'm going to lay the 4 with Virginia against Georgia Tech as my best bet for the day. So there you have it for the show. I'll be back tomorrow recapping Masked Dancer from tonight and looking ahead to the next week's episode a little bit. I will be going over the college basketball, NBA, NHL, and Australian Open from today, and in the Australian Open case, that's tomorrow morning, and looking ahead to tomorrow in college basketball, NBA, and NHL, and in the Australian Open case, Friday, and any other news that happens in the world of sports and pop culture, I'll have for you on the show, and obviously my best bet as well. Hope you guys have a great day, everyone.